Hello everyone. Since we've got a sick day, we'll do 2 videos today. Finally, someone, as in Hunter Coleman, asked me to do a review on what is my favorite diesel locomotive in my collection, what is my favorite diesel locomotive in O scale, and what is my favorite diesel locomotive in real life. This is an Alco RSD-15. The low nose version of this locomotive was nicknamed the Alligator due to that long nose. This also is in one of my favorite all-time paint schemes, the Santa Fe Zebra Stripe. But this is, without a doubt, one of the neatest locomotives, in my opinion, that was ever produced. This was produced from and I'm gonna nerd out because nobody talks about this locomotive ever. This was produced from 1956 to 1960. Only 75 total were made, 50 of which were bought by the Santa Fe. The Santa Fe used these well into the 70s. So long that I remember seeing these on Cajon Pass when I used to do rail fanning with my father when I was 5-6 years old. So, give you an idea how old I am. But yeah, Santa Fe had great luck with these. They were legendary in their grunt and their lugging capabilities. So they were good at tackling grades. This locomotive uses Alco's 251 prime mover, which was 16-cylinder, 4-cycle combustion, and turbocharged. When this came out, GM was still using Roots-style blowers or superchargers on their 567 prime movers, and their top offering was $17.50 for a single unit. E-units had more horsepower because they had multiple engines. So this was the first locomotive to match the Fairbanks-Morris Train Master in horsepower. These were rated at 2,400 horsepower. And coincidentally, they were the same length, 66 feet. And by the way, whenever somebody talks about the actual model designation of a Fairbanks-Morris Trainmaster, which is H2466, 66 does not mean the length. 66 means 6-axle, 6-traction motor. FYI. This locomotive is from the Atlas Trainman line and is extremely well detailed. Atlas Trainman is probably one of my favorite lines of O-gauge manufacturing right now. I know it's still around. This guy is conventional. When I bought this new, and this, by the way, is the last new locomotive I bought in O-gauge. These listed for, well, you know what? I'm not sure. Let's go to the catalog. Yes, here's the catalog this guy came in. You can see back in the day, in 2007, you got a 90-page catalog from Atlas. They were trying a little harder back then. But yeah, let me show you here. Hold on. So here's when this locomotive debuted. The one I wanted was the Southern Pacific. It was extremely hard to find. Sold out everywhere. Couldn't get it. So, that's similar to one I have. As you can see, it was available in 2 road numbers, 806, 806, or 813. 239 conventional, 389 command. I want to say I bought this bad boy for right at $200 because in conventional, which kind of how I wanted it. But this is, like I said, this is my favorite diesel locomotive I have. This is the best running diesel locomotive I have. And this is, even though this is their budget line, this thing is extremely well detailed. Although that's not see-through, they do a pretty good job of making that intake look like it is. That is see-through with a movable fan. If you just look at how much thinner these handrails are compared to other O-gauge offerings, it's scary. Grabs everywhere. Brake wheel on the nose of the locomotive, which is great. Treaded walkways all the way around. And we will flip this one over because this guy is super detailed. Like I mentioned before, your fuel tank clearance on an Atlas is 10 times better than everybody else's. Air tank detail there. These trucks are absolutely awesome. Those are real springs in there. Don't see that in O-gauge or O-scale too much. You got brake shoe detail. The steps aren't see-through, but that's something I can easily get over. Coupler cut bar. And I hear people talk about this thing all the time. This is actually called a drawbridge. But Atlas put a grab iron on it and made it movable. Sorry, I got big old hands. But look at how nice and thin that is compared to those bulky plastic ones that are way out of scale on everybody else's locomotive. That's just too cool. You got molded in hose detail on the pilots. Once again, something I can live with, especially considering the price. But the most true to scale, come on, focus. Gotta love modern technology. Most true to scale separate windshield wipers I've ever seen. I mean, all the other models I've shown that have windshield wipers, those things are way out of proportion, way too big. Not on this guy. There's another one back there, obviously. But yeah, this is just an awesome locomotive. Let's flip her over here. See how ambidextrous I can be. Kind of hard to twist without dropping stuff. Oh. So there we are, back on track. Look at all your separate grab irons on the back. Once again, another functional drawbridge, coupler cut bar, all the correct railings for an Alco diesel. This is just an awesome paint scheme, by the way. Look at all those separate grab irons there going up to the top. The horns actually scale. Another good shot of these tri-mount trucks. But yeah, I just love these things. I just love these things. One of the best looking diesels in O-scale. It is the best looking diesel in O-scale in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, but tough. Like I said, there were 75 produced total. The second highest owner was the St. Louis Southwestern, or Cotton Belt, and they had 10. Southern Pacific only bought 3. So they obviously weren't too into them. But like I said, Santa Fe had great luck with these, and they had a very long career with Santa Fe, which is really impressive to me. But yeah, this guy, like I said, one of my faves. Let me flip him over again, and we'll put him up and down. Track a little bit. We got, once again, about 120 degrees in my attic today, so we're going to go ahead and avoid that. It was fine when I did my first video, but now, oh, terrible. So this thing probably has the best slow speed performance of any locomotive I have. Let him do his little thinking there. He's going kind of fast. Let me slow him down. Gold and white LEDs, which to me are pretty damn realistic. Maybe a little bit too yellow, but man, it's a lot better than that those whitish LEDs everybody else was using from this time frame. And this is borrowed from Atlas's HO and N scale lines. They were using gold and white LEDs. Broadway Limited did this in HO scale, and I know Atlas did it in N scale. But as far as O gauge, maybe not O scale, but O gauge, this is it. And that's 4 volts. Let's see how slow we can get this guy to go. Three volts. And that'll pull around the entire layout at that speed. So who needs command control? Okay, now for the only bad part. Sound system. I don't know where this horn came from. Sounds like a farm animal getting raped, but stand by. Bell sounds really nice though. But yeah, that's pretty much it on this guy. Like I said, my favorite locomotive I own, diesel-wise, my favorite diesel locomotive in real life. Illinois State Railway Museum has an old Green Bay Western one. I suggest you check it out just to hear how cool these guys sound. So, anyway, that's it for this one. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.